All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another trade recap. Today we ended up taking one trade, and we're gonna go over the trade that I ended up taking, the confluences for it, and yeah. So coming into the day, I wanted to be bullish because, again, bullish short term and then bearish long term, and the reason why is because previous week we swept and closed back in the range, and we're tapping into this weekly imbalance, so I expect the draw to be lower. But internal, like, I want to see why we would go low, we would go higher first before going lower. So I came to a conclusion. I wanted to see price come into this 4 hour, and then I'll look for shorts then. And 9:30 ended up opening higher immediately to my draw on liquidity. Again, if you want to trade it both sides, you can. Asia open lower, London open lower. But the only thing I didn't like is that this hourly inverted down. But again, no big displacement, just sweep and close back within the range. And then we formed a breaker here, getting a big displacement above here. Let me go on the 5-minute. We formed a 5-minute breaker here, low, high, lower, low, higher, high. We closed above it, again, getting displacement. I wanted to see this sweep. Again, we swept this low, and I wanted to see this 3-minute inverse, but 5-minute inverse is down. We had equal lows, and it was before 9:30. So we ended up this immediately pumping higher, and I was like, damn, like, all right, we swept previous week high, or again, Friday's high, tap it into a 4-hour, and SMT, I was like, all right, like, I don't mind shorting, but it just felt too early. It felt too soon because we had news at 10. And another thing was, on ES, we formed an SMT with this 5-minute, where ES tapped the 5-minute already. So I was like a little skeptical about this trade, and I was like, damn, like, I would low-key be upset if I take this trade and it fucking loses, because I didn't wait. We had SMT, we didn't have equilibrium. But again, we still had a higher time frame. We had a previous week high that got swept, SMT, higher time frame PDRA. Again, we took our Asia session high. And then we got the high time inversion to a 5-minute unfilled. This could have been the trade. Again, I wanted to short here and then target 9:30 open high, and then the equal lows that were, where are they? There's a pair of equal lows here. Right here, these equal lows, and then obviously the final draw. Again, all this low resistance into this 15-minute unfilled. That's what I wanted to see, and again, it would have hit. But again, I just didn't have enough conviction with it yet, and that's okay. Then price ended up rallying here. 10 a.m. opened lower, swept the low, and then displaced higher. And I was like, all right, like, I don't mind being bullish here, right? But then price ended up going higher. And again, I'm under the assumption that this is going to be a protected high because there's SMT here. Okay, so I was like, all right, like, this high and the low could be a protected, so we can consolidate here. This is a dangerous point to consolidate, so I just want to take low-hanging fruit, and I want to take what I know. And again, as long as this 5-minute holds and this SMT holds and 11 a.m. opens higher, I'll be fine. So again, 11 a.m. open higher, did exactly what I said. SMT, 5 minutes holding, again, in a premium of this dealing range. And then highest time from inversion. Again, I felt pretty confident in this trade. 3-minute inverse right here. I shorted and I put my stop right at this high here. Again, this could have been break even. And again, I know, like, this is a pretty dangerous trade because we're literally inside of this range after forming the protected low and the protected high, so this is pretty dangerous. But again, when you have 11 opening higher here and we sweep this 15-minute high, I expect this to go to the 15-minute low, and the 5-minute is the 5-minute is still holding. SMT, I expected this to deliver. I was pretty confident in this trade, so I shorted. And again, I didn't feel the need to go break even yet because, again, with these market conditions, again, I understand that price will probably need to tap into this gap and then deliver lower. And my fill is super deep because that's where it inversed. So I took the short. I didn't go break even. I trusted my draw and I got stopped out. Again, I followed my rules. Like, I can't really do anything about it. This is one of those trades where it's just like daily profile of the day finished. I want to see a mechanical trade, and I took the mechanical trade. I took it with confidence. I didn't go break even right away because, again, I was confident. Once price would have taken this low again, I 100% would have gone break even because I would expect the delivery. But hey, you can't win them all. Again, this is my 3rd losing day in a row. I haven't really lost 3 trades in a row in a long ass time. I rarely ever lose 3 trades in a row. So it's definitely a little frustrating, especially now that I'm actually This is my 3rd week of actually being process focused and following all of my rules and sticking to my fixed risk. So it's definitely a little frustrating, definitely taking a little bit of a mental toll on me. Like, damn, bro, what's going on with my edge? Like, I know this works. But again, it doesn't matter. You gotta look at your days. Like, you gotta rate your days not by PNL, but by how well you follow your rules. And I follow my rules pretty well today. The only thing I would say is just the break even. That's the only thing I would say. Like, today was like, oh, like in this condition when we have this, you want to go break even just in case. But I felt really confident. So, and again, this 5-minute gap was still holding. Yeah, I mean, I literally can't make anything up for this trade on how I can improve. The only thing I would just say is just we're in this range. We got to be careful. But when 11 a.m. was opening higher, puts in the SMT, I was feeling pretty confident that this would be a protected high, especially since ES didn't take this. I felt really confident. And she didn't deliver for me, so it's all good. But yeah, other than that, I am pretty happy with the day. I followed all of my rules. I stayed process focused. Again, it just goes to show I feel like today was a mental test for me as well, because like even since this morning, like I didn't even feel like going to the gym. I was just mentally so like exhausted and just like I just didn't want to go to the gym today, and I ended up going to the gym and I pushed myself today. Like even in the gym, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna just go easy today. I'm not gonna do this. I was trying to come up with so many excuses to like not do the workout. And again, I even after I did legs, I was like, all right, like I'm only gonna run 1 mile. I ended up running 3 miles, and I was like, all right, like we're pushing ourselves today. It's one of those days. And then coming into the day today, I stayed patient. There was a side of me that felt FOMO here, and another side of me that was process focused and said, no, like I want to wait for news. So like, in a way, I did feel FOMO, but at the same time, I was just like, nah, like I want to wait for news. You know what I mean? But yeah, like that's the only thing I would, if I'm trying to be like 100% transparent with you guys, like on how my emotions were, like I would say maybe this, but even then, I genuinely felt like pretty good. After this whole move delivered, I felt more like kind of satisfied than FOMO, because I was like, damn, like I got it right again. Just no entry, unfortunately, after news. Because it was before news, sorry. But yeah, besides this, like this loss definitely bothered me. Because like, bro, like I'm following my rules. We have the range, we have the SMT, like we should rebalance here, you know. But it goes to show, like, this is why risk management is such a good thing, and learning to take losses is such a big thing. And yeah, like I guess another thing I would say that I improved on is like there's not a single like cell in my body that wants to trade right now. Like I'm just so like disconnected, and I feel more like drained about a loss that I don't want to make it worse, and I actually rather walk away than actually even look for another setup. And back then I feel like I would struggle with that. Back then I feel like, oh, I will look for any little thing to get in, and if anything, like back then I probably would have gone back in on this trade. So I'm happy that I'm actually taking the right approach and doing the right thing. So again, eventually it will pay off. We still have a long week ahead of us. The week is young, and yeah, let me show. I don't really like show my PNL like stuff like that, but I will show it this week. Just again, for the sakes of the people that are watching. Again, it says 3 trades, but I scaled into the trade because I realized that I wasn't risking enough. I was only risking 300, so boom, I risked 385, you know, plus the fees. Again, last week, on May 19th to the 22nd, we made 900 following all of our rules, and then again we followed our rules. We won, lost. Hey, nothing you could do. And then this week again, we follow our rules. Like this was a pretty good trade, and we lost again. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, the only thing I would say is just definitely one of those days where you can't do anything but walk away. And yeah, that's pretty much my journal for the day, for the recap for you guys. And I still have to write on my journal. I'm gonna write my journal how I'm feeling emotionally, mentally, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else to say. If you guys ended up taking a trade today, put it in the comment section below. Let me know what trade you guys ended up taking, and if you guys have any questions, put it in there as well. But yeah, overall, I think my performance today was pretty A+. Execution was great. Risk management was great. Mentally, it was great. During the trade, I felt really good. And then aftermath, I did get emotional a little bit, where I was like, fuck, bro, this is so annoying. Like 3 trades in a row, L's, definitely messes you up mentally. But I understand that discipline attracts like profitability. So instead of like pressing a million buttons and trying to prove it to myself that I can do this, which literally has gotten me nowhere, I'm learning to walk away every single time, so that's not bad. But yeah, other than that, pretty good day. I'm off this joint. Peace. Let's get on this cap cut.